Let's first talk about the marketing landscape and like what is going on, because even though we're well into a digital ecosystem, the amount of changes that people have to deal with are still rather enormous. And then they keep changing. And it's hard to be nimble, but businesses have to be at this point. Because if you truly want to capture attention, and I would argue that the attention span of the audience has gotten slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, you have to be ready to pivot in order to activate something new if it ends up moving. Big example of this is the rise of TikTok. And I know TikTok may not hold on, it was just banned in Montana, but it's still an indication of why businesses need to be nimble. So that way you can follow the audience. I was surprised when I realized how many middle-aged men were sitting on TikTok just going swipe, 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 swipe. But almost my entire friend group was doing that. So the marketing landscape used to be pretty straightforward. It was like, all right, print, radio, TV, we make some ads, we let them run for 3 to 6 months, but it's gotten quite a bit more complex. The landscape, like I said, is always shifting, but the biggest difference now is every action you take in your business to reach people has a digital touch point. So you cannot ignore the digital, and you have to do the digital before you do anything else. Because if you run a big old radio campaign and you don't have a good way to accept the traffic, then people will not find you. They do not memorize phone numbers. They do not memorize websites. They Google or they Bing search. And what you need to do is make sure that you have all your foundational elements in place. Traditional media still works. If it didn't, it wouldn't exist. Platforms that don't work, they die because people stop buying. It's just a matter of how much, and it's usually not the first thing that we recommend for people anymore because of the price per CPM or 1,000 views or 1,000 impressions. When you start working backwards with the math, those can start to get pretty expensive. So we usually rely on digital and a mixture of platforms, and then move into traditional after we feel like we've saturated the market elsewhere. Measurement these days can be done almost anywhere, including on traditional in some ways. It's a little bit fuzzier there, but with measurement on digital, it's pretty solid. Like you get your impressions, you get your click-through rates. You're able to sort of see and track all the way to conversion sometimes, most times. And what's great about it is you get that data. Problem with data is it can confuse you. Data, it can be taken multiple ways. And so just like any statistic that you hear and see about on the internet, data is one of those things that you have to look at it, take it, and then realize what the actual behavioral patterns of the user are. It's all about psychology in the end. That's what marketing is. Now, the data can help you make informed decisions, but it's not the only factors that you need to take into play. There's a lot of gray area in marketing data.